I want you to picture your donor database. Imagine it's a beautiful, ornate bucket. Every time you win a new grant or sign up a new regular giver, you pour a cup of precious, life-sustaining water into that bucket. It feels good, doesn't it? You're making progress. Now, I want you to look closer at that bucket. Look at the bottom. It's riddled with tiny, almost invisible holes. And with every cup of water you pour in, almost 2/3 of it is silently trickling out the bottom. You're working harder and harder, celebrating every cup you add, completely unaware that you are losing more than you're gaining. That isn't progress. It's a crisis. Welcome back to the Strategic Health Check. I'm your host, Jose Gaign. Last week, we looked at the fundamentals of the UK fundraising landscape. Today, we are tackling that leaky bucket. We're talking about the single most important, most overlooked, and most powerful metric in your entire fundraising strategy: donor retention. This is important. In fact, I'm going to show you why mastering retention isn't just about plugging leaks. It's about finding your golden ticket to sustainable long-term growth. Now, that leaky bucket isn't just a metaphor. It's the mathematical reality for the average UK health charity. The data shows that the average organization loses 60% of its donors every single year. Let that number really land. For every 100 donors who supported your vital work last year, 60 of them have vanished. For first-time donors, the picture is even more terrifying. A staggering 80% of people who give to you for the first time will never, ever make a second gift. Let's translate that into pounds and pence, because this has a real, tangible impact on your budget. Let's say you hire a team of face-to-face fundraisers to stand on a high street. The industry benchmark to acquire one single new regular giver is £242. So you sign up 100 new donors. You've spent £24,200. You're feeling pretty good. But with an 80% attrition rate, you will lose 80 of those brand new donors within 12 months. So you've actually spent £24,200 to acquire just 20 long-term supporters. Your effective cost per donor isn't £242, it's £1,210. How long does someone giving £10 a month have to stay with you just for you to break even on that £1,210 investment? The answer is over 10 years. It's madness. This is the fundraising treadmill. You're spending more and more money just to stand still. And in a world where the donor pool has shrunken by 4 million people since 2019, you simply cannot afford to be this inefficient. But the cost isn't just financial, it's psychological. It's about the human toll this takes on you and your team. This is where we need to talk about a powerful cognitive bias called loss aversion. Psychologists have proven that for humans, the pain of losing something is about twice as powerful as the pleasure of gaining something equivalent. Think about it. If you find a £20 note on the street, you feel a nice little buzz. If you lose a £20 note from your wallet, the feeling of frustration and annoyance is far more intense. That's loss aversion. and it is running rampant in our sector. Every lost donor is a microdose of that pain. It's a lost relationship, a lost vote of confidence, a lost piece of your charity's future. When you're losing 60% of your supporters year after year, the cumulative effect of that loss is devastating. It leads to burnout, to cynicism, and to a constant nagging feeling that you're failing even when you're working your socks off. I once worked with a fundraising manager. Let's call her Sarah. She was brilliant, passionate, creative, dedicated, but she was on the verge of quitting. Why? Because she felt like she was failing. She'd have a great month and sign up 50 new donors, but the next month, the finance director would tell her that income was flat because they'd lost 55 existing donors. She was pouring her heart and soul into filling a bucket that was leaking faster than she could fill it. The constant sense of loss was crushing her spirit. At Gain Strategic, we see this all the time, and we believe that stopping this pain, plugging these leaks, is the absolute first step to building a healthy and happy fundraising team. Now let's dive into the anatomy of loss. 5 reasons donors leave. So, why is this all happening? Why are donors leaving in these vast numbers? It's easy, very easy to blame external factors, but the research tells us something far more uncomfortable. Donors don't just leave, they're pushed away, and it usually happens in one of 5 ways. The first and the biggest is stewardship failure. This is the cardinal sin of fundraising. Let me paint you a picture. A woman, let's call her Jane, sees a powerful post on social media from your charity. It moves her. She clicks the link, and for the first time, she donates £30. She feels good. She's made a difference. And then, what happens? In most charities, she gets a generic automated email receipt from a no reply address. And that's it. Silence. For weeks. For months. The next time she hears from you is 3 months later with a generic newsletter asking for more money. How does Jane feel? She feels used. She feels like a transaction, a number on a spreadsheet. You haven't started a relationship. You've completed a purchase, and you've given her absolutely no reason to ever purchase from you ever again. The second reason is a complete failure to show impact. Donors are not giving you money to pay your salary or keep your office lights on. They are giving you money to create change in the world. And they desperately want to know that they have. Let's go back to Jane. She gave you £30. What did that £30 do? Did it fund a vital piece of research? Did it provide a moment of comfort to a family in crisis? She has absolutely no idea. You never told her. You sent her a newsletter about your upcoming gala dinner and your new CEO. It's all about you, not about the impact she made possible. Without a clear, tangible, and emotional connection back to the impact of their gift, donors feel their money has vanished into a black hole. And nobody throws good money after bad. The third reason is you are broadcasting, not conversing. Imagine you run a health charity that supports people with arthritis. You have a donor, let's call him David, who is 85 years old. He's been giving you £10 a month for 15 years. His wife had severe arthritis, and he gives in her memory. You also have a new donor, Chloe, who is 25. She ran a 10K for you and raised £500 from her friends on Instagram. The lazy and common approach is to send David and Chloe the exact same email newsletter. You're asking an 85-year-old man to sign up for a TikTok challenge, and you're sending a 25-year-old a long, dense article about legacy giving. It's absurd. It's donor indifferent. You are telling both of them, in no uncertain terms, I don't know you, and I don't care to. In a world of incredible personalization, this one-size-fits-all approach is a recipe for attrition. The fourth reason is that you have, without realizing, optimized your systems for failure. You've made it easier for people to leave than to stay. I challenge you to do this after the podcast. Go to your own charity's website and try to increase your monthly donation. I can almost guarantee it will be a frustrating experience. You'll probably have to find a hidden form or call an office that's only open 9 to 5. Now, try to find the button to cancel your donation. It's probably right there in the footer of every email. We've created friction for engagement and a smooth, easy path for cancellation. We've built a system that encourages the very behavior we're trying to prevent. And the fifth and last reason is a terrible digital experience. Your website is your digital front door. And for many charities, it's a messy, confusing, and unwelcoming place. The donation form is long and complicated. It doesn't work properly on a mobile phone. The links are broken. The information is out of date. A donor comes to your site ready to give, and they are met with a frustrating, unprofessional experience. It shatters their confidence. It makes them think, if they can't even get their website right, can I really trust them with my money? In 2026, a bad website is not just a missed opportunity, it's an active deterrent. So, how do we fix this? How do we turn this leaky bucket into a fortress? At Gain Strategic, this is our obsession. And this is where our done with you philosophy is so critical. We don't just hand you a report and wish you luck. We get into the trenches with you. We start by building what we call a retention engine. And the most important part of that engine is the first 90-day donor journey. This is your golden ticket. The data is absolutely clear. If you can get a donor to make a second gift, their retention rate skyrockets from 20% to over 60%. That second gift is the holy grail, and your best chance of getting it is in the first 90 days. So, what does this journey look like? It's a series of carefully planned, automated, but personal feeling touch points. Within 48 hours, a thank you, not just a receipt, a proper, heartfelt thank you. A short video from the CEO on their phone, a handwritten postcard from a volunteer, Something that says, wow, you're amazing. Within 2 weeks, a welcome pack, but not a boring folder full of leaflets. A beautifully designed, story-led welcome that introduces them to the heart of your work and makes them feel part of the family. Within 1 month, a soft touch, an email with a link to a powerful video about one of your service users. No ask, just connection. Within 2 months, the impact report. Now this is a killer move. A simple one-page report that says, remember that £30 you gave? Here is the story of the person it helped. You close the loop. You prove their investment paid off. Only after all of that, at around the 90-day mark, do you even consider making another ask. And by then, you've earned the right to. You've built a relationship. You've demonstrated impact. You've made them feel like a hero. At Gaign Strategic, this is what we do with our clients. We map this journey, we write the emails, we design the reports, we build the system. We turn retention from an afterthought into your most powerful engine for growth. And that brings us to this week's strategic homework. It's a simple but incredibly powerful exercise. Your homework is to become a donor to your own charity. Go to your website right now with a personal credit card and donate, for example, £10. And then for the next 90 days, I want you to keep a diary. What happens? What emails do you get? How do they make you feel? Is it a generic transactional experience? Or do you feel seen, valued, and appreciated? And this is the important part. Be brutally honest. This is the single best way to diagnose the leaks in your own bucket. You have to experience what your donors experience. This will give you a clear, unvarnished picture of where you need to improve. It's your starting point for building a retention engine that works. If you do that homework and you are not thrilled with the experience, then I have a resource that can help. I've created a detailed step-by-step guide called the First 90-Day Donor Journey Template. It's a blueprint that you can steal and adapt for your own charity, packed with email templates and examples. You can download it for free at gainstrategic.co.uk/podcast. Or go straight to our podcast website, strategichealthcheck.com. And if you know your bucket is leaky and you're ready to fix it, but you don't have the time or the team to do it alone, and you have a retention intention, then book a free discovery call with me. Let's have an honest, open conversation about your donor experience and how the Gaign Strategic Done With You approach can help you build a golden ticket to sustainable funding. You can book that free call at gainstrategic.co.uk/discovery. Thank you for joining me. The pain of losing donors is real, but it's not inevitable. You have the power to change the story. In our next episode, we'll be zooming out to look at the health of the UK charity sector as a whole and how you can turn the biggest trends and threats into your greatest opportunities. Make sure you subscribe to the Strategic Health Check so you don't miss a thing. Let's stop feeling the pain of loss and start feeling the joy of loyalty. I'll see you on the next episode.